for another Drekker beer review. What do we got on tap today?
Today, more than one way. Lemon white chocolate sour. From Mikerphone Brewing, Elk Grove Village, Chicago.
Mikerphone.
Mikerphone. Mikerphone.
There's literally a cat being sliced, being skinned on the can.
I can't believe neither of you got upset when I said Elk Grove Village, Chicago. But
It's from Elk Grove Village, though.
yes,
That's where it's at. Yeah. Why would we be upset about that?
I'm making fun of people who live in the state of Illinois.
Because they are like,
'Cause they
Chicago.
all- like I'm from Chicago. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
no.
Like what part? Oh, you're an
Well,
hour and a half out of Chicago.
yeah. My mom.
I've even heard that people in Milwaukee will be like, "Oh yeah, I'm from Chicago." It's like,
Oh yeah.
what?
I mean, my
What?
mom grew up in Schaumburg,
Oh, yeah.
Rolling Meadows, aka Rolling Ghettos.
Yes, my mother was from Wheaton.
Yeah, so I know better than to claim Chicago. Lemon white chocolate sour. What are we in for here, boys?
Don't even know. We're gonna find
Roll
out
her
here
out.
in a second.
We're gonna roll her out, give her a little zhuzh.
lemon white chocolate sour. I gotta imagine lemon's gonna be what stands out based on some previous experience. Boom. A bush.
Okay,
Oh
yep.
my!
She's thick.
Oh my
Shit
Lanta.
thick.
It
Two
wow.
C's.
What are we thinking?
This looks
boys?
very similar to our lemon lime coconut.
All right. Initial sniff test, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. Wait.
A
What?
very mellow lemon. Like it actually smells like we just like cleaned the countertops with
Lysol.
yeah.
Windex.
I don't know what lemon white chocolate means. I just don't have a box in my brain for that.
Okay, have you had a box in your brain for anything that we've tried throughout this process?
No, but life
I've
is all
had-
about building boxes,
I've
you know.
had lemon white chocolate before, though.
I guess that's a Canadian thing.
Yeah, shout out to Aero Bars in Canada. I miss you.
All right, I'm going in.
All right, let's do it. I don't taste any white chocolate.
Yeah, there's
None.
zero chocolate in this.
None.
The lemon's actually
lemon's
rather
good.
pleasant. It's basically a lemon drop.
It's a lemon drop, but like fluffy.
Yes.
It's a fluffy lemon drop, and white chocolate's not my thing, and I would
There's
second
no-
that. I'm not getting any white chocolate notes on it.
It's not
It's
sweet
just
at all.
it's just like a. It's like if your aunt made lemon bars, and then the lemon bars are gone, but there's still some like residual like juices in the corner of the little like 9x11 pan, and you just poured that into a glass and then stirred it up a lot.
This is like having those same lemon bars with a side of lemonade.
We're having dramatically different experiences, my friend.
We're on a journey.
It is. It's a thick, juicy
This
journey.
just tastes like lemon to me, to be honest.
It is a lemon drop.
Yeah, there's...
All right, you guys can keep taking a couple sips and see if anything new comes to mind. But as we've been doing with all these, the name for the beer comes from some twist on a phrase, expression, idiom related to cats. And more than one way. Isha, do you know this one?
More than one way to skin a cat.
Nailed it. Nailed the landing.
Applause sound effect.
And really, that just means there's many ways to do something or achieve a goal, right? It's just extremely lemon. I don't really have anything else.
I feel like this could be the palate cleanser between like IPAs.
It really is. It's sweet, but it's not like a sour.
I'm not getting any
this,
sweet.
this is a sorbet.
I don't think it's a sour.
This is liquid sorbet.
I would call this more like lactose, even though it doesn't.
Did you have those like Italian ices? Those like Luigi
Yes.
Italian ices? That is this.
Whoa,
That is this.
yes, that is.
Your mom left it on the counter after the grocery store because she had to pour a glass of wine.
It's
too
melted.
quick.
It's a Louis.
It's melted,
It's a slightly
and, oh my
melted
goodness.
Luigi's ice.
Found it.
Yep. That do be it.
Yes. Okay.
Nailed it.
Whew.
I'm glad we got to the bottom of that because it was bugging me. I was like, this is like nostalgic, but I can't figure it out.
And now we found it.
Yeah.
All right, Isha. What do we got here for more than one way to skin a cat?
I went simple with this one, and I went the Wild's locker room, because every locker room's a little different, and every locker room has various characters that can bring something special, something needed to every team. And if you look at the Minnesota Wild, we have the pranksters who bring that lightheartedness to the locker room in Marc-Andre Fleury, even though some of them go a little too far. I'm just thinking of, what was the one with the gloves and the blue in Arizona?
There's so many.
Oh my god! Like there's so many. I just think about the Pittsburgh Penguins ones. Him putting the rookies, all their beds, the couches, all the furniture outside the room. So you got the lightheartedness of the prankster. You got the genuine hard workers, maybe the silent leaders like that of a Spurgeon. You got the voice in the room, our boy Foligno, Moose. And then you got the goofballs, who are my favorite, of course, in the Duhaimes, Addison in like a subtle kind of way.
I was gonna say, what have you seen from Addison that tells you that he's the goofball?
Look at every single, he's just always just...
I think he's the perfect level of not taking yourself too seriously. He recognizes that he gets to fucking skate around on ice and like hit a little piece of rubber into like some fabric for a living. And I think he fully appreciates that. Like he's just here to have fun. He's a gamer. He's
not even signed to the team, where he wasn't even signed to the team. He's on stage dancing with them at the OAR concert. With straight face, still mustache, shaved head now.
He's a character.
I love him.
He's a character.
You got the ones that blur that line too, because Jake Middleton to me is like Addison, because he's the guy that literally has the exact same like 10 black plain t-shirts that he wears regularly. But then he's also like just an absolute character. Like he has to be the funniest guy on the team.
Yeah, I imagine. And then you have finally like the psychos, the Michael Jordan have to win at all costs psychos, and Kaprizov I think would fall into that category.
The greats are gonna try to be great.
Yeah.
What has been missing in the past 5 years that maybe this locker room has maybe satiated a little bit? I feel that this locker room, especially during the Suter and the Parisi years, it was stiff. It was tight. Everything was like not militaristic, but boy, things like if you like laughed funny, you might have gotten the spray bottle. Like, what is it about this locker room that's different than the locker room of 4 or 5, 6 years ago?
So that's a different way to phrase it. And the key is the guys that you named there, right? There was a veteran leadership. A lot of people refer to them as, the country club, right? The Koivu. Which, yes, a lot of people don't tie him in with them, but there's a lot that say that he was just as big of a problem as Parisi and Suter.
Yeah, legacy guy, yeah.
It's tough, like everything we just talked about. Like Isha laid it out pretty well. The goofballs, the psychos, the voice, the like just, don't have to speak kind of leadership, the pranks. None of that works when there's 3 guys who basically think that they run the team, and if you step out of line, you're worried that you're not going to play. Like the perfect example, Ryan Suter refuses to go into the corner in the defensive zone. If you are his partner, as Jared Spurgeon will tell you, he tells you, puck goes in, you are going for the puck. I'm going to the front of the net. That's it. That's not a conversation. It's not a discussion. That is what you are doing. And God bless Jared Spurgeon. He did it, got beaten up quite a bit, but that's why he's here where he is today, because he just shut up and did it. And cool, but that's just not the way to run an organization long term.
Right.
And have players feel comfortable and get the best out of them.
Do you guys think that there's a discrepancy between... Okay, I was thinking about this. As watching... Okay, off topic. Watching a Minnesota Vikings game.
I'm sorry.
I know.
Ouch.
Like, I don't really claim fandom to really NFL or the Vikings, but...
Just Taylor Swift.
I'm diehard Swiftie to the grave, and I'm just so excited for this weekend's game when they play each other. But are Minnesota sports fans manifesting demise? I feel like Minnesota sports fans are is there an extra level of energy that a team gets when a fandom fully believes? I feel like Minnesotans have been tricked into believing and then been let down repeatedly. And granted, who's to say what the reason is, but like, does that play a role on a team of when a fandom is ready to bite their tongues and be like, oh shit, well maybe next year?
I think so. I think so for sure. And, you know, given what you said about Minnesota Wild fans constantly, like, being led on a little bit and then being disappointed, now...
Not just Wild, everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. The bar is kind of set a little bit higher now. It's like now you have to bring a Kaprizov into the organization for us to really be like, okay, we have a fucking chance, you know? And I throw back to being like a Canucks fan back home. When that 2011 team, 2010, 2011, the beginning of that season, I remember me and my friends were like looking through their roster and be like, this is the best team on paper in our lifetime that we've seen these general managers and this club put together. They should dominate, and they did. And then they had a run in the playoffs, and it was like our expectations were met. With the Wild, it's like, and you guys can speak on more Minnesota sports than just the Minnesota Wild, but for me, for the Wild, it's just like baby steps, or it's like one step forward, one step back, one step forward, one step back. There hasn't been, since Kaprizov has come in, like another real big aspect to get everyone's confidence up to be like, all right, they're actually going to get past the first round this year.
I feel like our franchises have been like, oh, we have a big step. We have a Justin Jefferson. We have a Kirill Kaprizov. We have this dynasty player, but it's a big building block. But then we don't add another big building block for another 7-8 years. And so it's like, what's the incentive for big time players? Like, why would we expect a Justin Jefferson to stick around long term unless there's some internal thing that obviously we as onlookers don't see or know about? But like, how can we build and gain momentum for a long term, more than a 4-year plan? I feel like Minnesota sports are always in a 4 to 5 year plan, and that's not what wins championships.
No, and I mean, kind of to spin off that, am I the only one here that's kind of afraid to see what happens when we actually do get a winner? Like, I'm
could
not
blow
sure
up.
that our fan base can handle it.
No, we would get toxic. First of all, we'd get toxic. I think we'd be like bandwagon, everybody like get off our wagon. Like, I think that's just what Minnesota sports.
I think things might get set on fire.
Yeah, no, we are. It's a gross. I think generally full like Minnesota sports. Like, we're all like, oh yeah, no, don't you know? It's so sorry, but like. We are like that way for a reason. No. I know. I usually avoid that. This is the most social media engagement I'll have all year. But like, I do think Minnesota sports fans have a fundamentally toxic perspective.
I've seen both sides of it, though.
And it's not through fault of their own. They are toxic because of the environment they were raised in. We, like I said, it's 4 years. Oh, we're in a building phase. Oh, we're on the decline. Oh, we're on a building phase.
Sure.
Like, none of it ever...
The Timberwolves fans have it the worst.
To what?
The Timberwolves fans have it the worst. I feel like it's way more doom and gloom on that side than it has been for the Wild.
But that's just
the what fans?
Yourself in the foot.
I never heard of them.
Now, yes, I agree with everything you just said, but there's also the element where like it is the Minnesota nice aspect. Not everyone, and it feels like we get a little bit more each year that fall out of this category, but most come in wanting to believe, trying to believe.
Exactly.
The amount of people that said Vikings will win.
It's pure,
like,
and that's the problem. It's pure
just,
until it's so toxic. It's like there's a switch that flips.
But that's more to say than like that can't really impact the players, because if they then don't take that and go with it, like. The fans really weren't the problem. The fans just really buried and cemented it once the problem already like reared its head.
Do you think? I think we expect doom. I think we are.
I'm
generally
a prepper when it comes to sports.
Masochists, sadists, and put us in the grave.
Yeah, Tim Thomas ruined everything for me. He still gives me nightmares. So
yeah, dude,
doom and gloom too.
A fake goalie stopped your team from winning the Stanley Cup. How's that feel?
And then set our downtown on fire. It was great. It was great.
So anyway, that's more than one way to burn a city.
Come on, Boogie, let's burn this motherfucker down.
Tune in next week.